Hey everybody, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we're going to be building a modern starter home in Oasis Springs that is base game only, so anybody will be able to download this. I was inspired to build this after my last video where I tried to renovate one of the base game starter homes in Oasis Springs in just 10 minutes. And needless to say, that was not enough time. And I also realized just how sad all of the starter homes in Oasis Springs are. So I decided that we all deserved something better, and that's what inspired me to build this. So if these are the types of videos you like to see, seeing base game builds, seeing speed builds, seeing renovations in way too little time, you should totally hit the subscribe button down below. But enough of that plugging. To talk a little bit more about the build, I tried to keep this house super small because I did want to use some better quality items on the inside. And I also just wanted to make it fun. I wanted to feel like it wasn't just a boring base game house. So you can see me playing around here with a bunch of different types of windows. And I'm trying to be mindful of budget. So I ended up using these triple windows in the front alongside this door just to kind of give it a really open, windowy feel, and also to try and make it feel like it was, some like new windows, even though obviously they're just the base game windows. And then I also was trying to figure out what to use on that little bump out, because initially I was planning on having it be the same corrugated metal as the roof, because that's what was in the reference picture I was looking at, and I really liked the texture of it. And then I realized that we don't have any corrugated metal siding in the Sims 4 base game, so I decided to use this striped wood instead, just to kind of give it a similar dark texture and make it look a little bit different. But it wasn't ideal, but that's okay, nothing's perfect. And I decided to kind of go for a little bit of an industrial feel on the inside, so I used these wonderful recolored countertops and also some black appliances, just to kind of make it feel a little bit different than other houses that you might be able to download off the gallery. And I tried to kind of mix and match what types of more industrial or like modern furniture I was using, so that it didn't feel like it was all just a big black blobby house and it was boring. I really wanted to have at least a little bit of color going on, and also some different wood tones and different furniture colors, just so it didn't feel like it was a totally boring or too edgy of a house. I also put in, you'll see me kind of trying to decide which bed to use. I'm ultimately going to go back to that more expensive one that you saw me initially try, because I feel like a lot of the cheap beds are the ones that you see all the time in starter homes, and they, your sim gets uncomfortable from them and they don't sleep well, and then they complain at you, and that's always super annoying. And I feel like it's always just nice to have a nice bed in there, and then your sim gets a good night of sleep. And see, I ended up going with this one, as I mentioned before. And I did try to keep kind of the dark vibe to the interior, but like I said earlier, I did try to mix it up a little bit and not just all have black and gray. And I was struggling so hard with the floor. You're going to see me try so many different flooring options. I tried stone floor, I tried different wood colors. I thought I was going to put like concrete or just some type of like plain stone on the floor, and I decided I didn't like how it looked. I tried using rug, and then eventually I decided to use, I think, this dark wood flooring, and then I put in some rugs to break it up. And I kept the stone in the kitchen because I felt like it looked kind of nice and it brightened it up a little bit in there. And then I absolutely love the blue swatch on that stucco wallpaper that I put behind the couch. I always forget about it, and then whenever I put it down, I'm like, wow, that's actually really pretty. I quite like that. And here I'm just messing with the roof placement, and also being a little sad over our column options in the base game. I also was trying to decide if I wanted the foundation to be a one-high foundation or if I wanted it to be just flat, and I ended up just keeping it flat because it ended up being easier to do the walkway that way. And then in the back we have this little, it was very quick, but we have a little tiny covered porch that you'll see when I do the tour at the end of the video. And that was super easy to make. All you have to do is use the flat fence, which is base game, and you can use it to make like a little lattice structure to make your own custom like paragola, I think that's the word for them, shaded area. And I put some lounge chairs under it so your Sims can sit and admire the view, and also just have another space. Here I was thinking of putting some more shelving, and then I realized I really don't have enough money and all of the white wood on the inside was making me a little sad, so I was trying to figure out how to just kind of break that up a little bit and do something that was a little different. So I put some tile in the bathroom, and then I ended up putting, I think, just the white stucco in the kitchen just so it looked a little bit different. And I also would like to point out that I did put a toilet paper roll in the bathroom. So if you're a type of person who likes those small details, don't worry, it's there. I got you. Just putting some clutter items on the desk, make it feel realistic. We got like tissue box, which is, I feel like, one of my favorite clutter items. I'm just trying to figure out what to kind of stick on the rest of the house to make it feel, I don't know, just like cute and realistic. I was trying to stack the pear paintings, realized I hated it, took it down. But I did put that cute like modern painting over the couch. I felt like it was kind of a fun touch, as well as a cool light over the table, bedside lamp, the tissue box, of course, some more books. And I was trying to make it feel like it was lived in. And I put the microphone in the bedroom. You could obviously replace that with whatever type of skill building object your sim needs. This house does have both a TV and a computer, so you're covered on that front. And then I'm also eventually going to put a chess table out on the porch. So I think that covers all the main bases. But if you needed anything additional, you could obviously swap out the microphone with something else. I can see here I'm making a custom pathway. These are all in debug, so if you type bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects, you'll be able to find these if you scroll through the debug menu. And I'm just resizing and rotating these stones, and if you go into your Sims 3 camera and you have bb.move objects enabled, you'll be able to freely rotate the objects. I wanted to make like a cute little stone wall fenced in garden using some rocks, but I didn't have enough money and they didn't have good rocks in debug, so I just decided not to do that, and instead I made these little gravel areas and then I put some plants out front. But I overall tried to keep the landscaping pretty simple, just because I didn't want to overwhelm the lot because it's a small house, and also because I felt like you wouldn't have too many plants growing in your yard in the desert. It just kind of felt strange. But here's the gravel I was talking about. I'm going to mess around with it a bunch, and then I got some of the plants in debug that you see growing around to place around in the gravel by the house. So I feel like that's always so realistic of, you have these plants growing in the world around you, and then you also have some of them or similar ones growing on your lot, and I feel like it's really cute. I kept it just super simple, but I feel like it looks nice, and you can always add more plants if you think your sim needs more plants. Have some little rocks, the little flowers around the mailbox, and then going in and putting in a chess table, but I realized I didn't have enough money, so I went back and like deleted and changed some things specifically just so I could have my chess table outside. I think I took out a couple. I changed the way I did the lattice over the lounge chairs, so that way I could have my little chess table. But yeah, now we're going to do a quick little tour from the top down. This is what the lot looks like, and then if we go inside, or this is the front, and then if we go inside, we'll see the layout. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what type of house you'd like to see me build next. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post speed builds all the time. I post a wide variety of builds, and also everything is posted on my gallery. So if you'd like to download and play in these houses, you can absolutely do so. My gallery ID is the same as my YouTube channel name.